Thank you guys for coming to Filipino Martial Arts Kali. I'm Seichiro from Angron. That's Inox from No Quarter. On the way.
You might not be heard.
Yeah.
Use your outdoor voice.
Use my outdoor voice.
Yes.
Because otherwise I probably won't pick it up all that well.
Yeah,
Okay.
because this isn't a place of respect.
Okay.
Just
Okay,
yell.
again, so I'm Seichiro from Angron. This is Inox from No Quarter, Filipino Martial Arts class. So, guys, come on in. Filipino Martial Arts, we're kind of going to see how we can use some of the techniques and concepts within FMA to see if we can make it translate into Dagger applications. Concepts of footwork, positioning, ambidexterity, things like that.
So basically, just to start out with, we're just going to do some basic wrist limbering movements, do some basic footwork, and then we'll start talking about how to apply these things to a foam fighting situation. A lot of stuff isn't necessarily going to translate. It's meant for real world uses. There's going to be throat stabs, there's going to be eye stabs. Can't do any of that, obviously, but we'll be able to translate some of it into movements that are going to give you an advantage out here, hopefully.
Okay. So everyone find, get a little bit of space around you. And if anyone actually wants to work with the rattan sticks, go ahead and grab some rattan. Had a couple extra ones. I think some more might be on the way. Awesome. Oh yeah. Well, if you need sticks, go ahead and grab those two.
Of course. Yep. Awesome.
Oh yeah. I mean, grab these sticks.
Oh no, I've got.
You got them? All right. Okay, so we're going to work on some wrist flexibility. So when we see going on in the field, we see this a lot. People trying to open up their hands and get a little bit of twirl going on. I don't know why. It's kind of do. So I'm going to start with two, just kind of shoulder width apart, and just kind of work some downward twirl. So we're going to start from up here, go down, just one twirl down. One twirl. The whole time, I want your pinkies and ring fingers to be engaged on the sticks the whole time. I don't want to see you opening up your hands and twirling. If all yeah.
Okay.
If you're doing this and this is all you got, do it. It'll eventually open up and widen out.
I'm gonna put this with you.
Like I can't do that either.
Because it's a moment of vulnerability. When you twirl and you open your hand, someone that knows what's going on will use that opportunity to bat the stick out of your hand or something out of your hand. Bad times. Bad times ensue. But there are a lot of valid reasons for twirling a stick or blade, and it can be incorporated into some deceptive movements and some effective strikes. But you have to have that wrist flexibility down first before it can be of use to you.
So move down, one twirl, move up, one twirl. And make sure if you can, work both hands, both sides. You want to be even on both sides.
Circle up, circle down is a motion.
Bob, you can use those too.
Yeah, grab those. All right, so so now we're gonna kind of like split the mind in half here. I'm gonna move one up, one down. So kind of like patting the head, rubbing the belly. So start with one up, one down. Just move in opposite directions. One's coming up, just like you did before, and one's going down, just in opposite directions.
Yeah, you can use this one.
So they're moving at the same time. One's up, twirling, one's down. One's up. So I know you can do each movement independently, or you can move them at the same time in the same direction. Now you got to detach your brain from one side to the other. So just kind of, there's more mental right now than anything. So do this for like another few seconds.
I gotta first spin it. I don't want to spin again.
So
when you guys spin it, that's the crazy thing.
So once it's circling to the outside and down, and then it's going to circle to the outside. And
yeah, initially you might not have a lot of wrist flexibility with it, but the important thing is not to open the hand.
Yeah, not to do this.
Yeah, if you do this, this is bad.
Fail.
Feeling pretty good? Wrist feeling good?
It takes a moment.
Oh, is this? How's the range of movement?
Not good.
Okay, let's see if we could do kind of compensate. Anyone else? Anyone have any questions? Is this kind of an ambidexterity move? You could also incorporate this with general movement. Do this while you're walking. You know, it starts getting into a lot more complicated.
Like so shopping at a store.
Yeah, it's great when you're getting milk. Yeah. All right, so Okay, next.
Triangular footwork.
Angles. I just want to.
Okay,
as a frame of
angles.
reference.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
Okay, so just as a frame of reference for angles of attack, we're going to use Inosanto La Costa, angles 1 through 5. All the different families and groups and organizations in Filipino martial arts, there are lots of them. Like Piquita Tercia, Inosanto La Costa, Calicio Estrissimo,
Arnis.
Lightning
Arnis.
Scientific Arnis.
Kali.
Yeah. So you have like
Kali.
all these different
This is
flavors, and they
Kali.
all do things in different ways. But just as a frame of reference, when I say throw me an angle 1, you know exactly what that reference is. If I say stab me an angle 5, you know what that is. So everyone start with the
Striking, weapon leg,
yeah.
forward,
So we're here.
dead hand across the chest.
Yeah, protect your center.
Oh, that was great.
So when you talk to somebody, when they say, "What are your common angle?" Like if you hand someone a stick, say, "Hit me with it." What are the two very common ways to do it? I'm gonna strike it up a high line, and they're gonna stab you. So within the first 5 strikes, you'll see those strikes. So the first angle 1.
Load it up back by the ear. Maximal power.
So you're gonna chamber up,
Yep.
and drive down across the body.
Come
You're pulling
across.
through.
Come all the way across the other side.
Okay.
Now that was angle 1. Angle 2, you're just coming across, completing the X. Angle 3, you're coming across the body, pulling through. Angle 4, let's pull across the body. Angle 5, chamber, drive into the thrust. And kind of the detail they'll throw in this one is you're not just driving thrust almost like you're fencing. You're going to drive up with a slight upward angle. You're going to hunt for them. You're going to drive under the rib cage and hunt for the heart and the aorta. You're driving basically. You're going to put that tip
Abdominal
into your
aorta.
spine. Yeah. You want to talk about creating massive bleeders here. So it's like kind of breaking this out of Dagger here. It's like crush the collarbone, break the brachial artery, cause a bleeder, break the structure that lets your arm move up. Same thing here. Break the ribs, cut the ability to breathe, to create the massive bleeder into the chest. So I'll chamber up again. Angle 1, through. Angle 2, through. Angle 3, angle 4, angle 5. All right. Okay. One more time.
The reason the angle 1 come down as an angle as well, rather than off to the side or whatever, is it's the greatest chance of making contact with your opponent. You're basically crossing at their nose, bridge of their nose coming all the way down. So the chance of them blocking that shot or you being able to at least make some contact is much greater than just a shot to the side or purely vertical.
Yeah, they're trying to cut through, similar to the samurai cut, just straight through. But as y'all were,
For Dagger here application, translate this to the shoulder. But really, any angle 1 shot, you're gonna look at like anything in this L shape here. So it could be shoulder, it could be neck, it could be my jawline, it could be my temple. Anything on that, anything in that quadrant. Okay. So one more time, or 2 more times. So angle 1, angle 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, that's good. So as a frame of reference, so when I say throw this from an angle 4 position, you'll just kind of translate in your head 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my 4. All right. Okay. So kind of the basis of a lot of stuff that we need to do is kind of work from the ground up. So we're going to look at footwork. So on Einstein, we're going to talk about different footwork concepts.
So 2 triangles basically. You've got your female triangle, which is like a V pointing at you, and you've got your male triangle, which is like an arrow pointing away from you. In either case, you're going to be stepping at a 45-degree angle. So we'll start with the female triangle here. Have your hand up here. You'll be stepping out like this, keeping the back of your heel flat against the ground. You're not coming up like this. You're stepping out like that. You step back, step out with the other side.
y'all system is different.
Yeah,
That's cool.
that's it.
Try to coordinate.
Yeah,
You go.
And I see a lot of you guys doing this is really good. As a frame of reference, here's his attacker. So if he steps out, he's not facing over here. He's angling in to look at his attacker. So as you do that, you're not like projecting myself out that way. I'm projecting myself this way.
And getting off that center line will come in handy with a lot of other concepts that we'll be covering as well.
So set up your weapons into a V. Let's kind of work on it's called female triangle. So feet in the middle, V out so you can see it. Right? Hands up in guard position. Step out. Foot stays anchored in the rear. Foot up the other foot. I think I'm off. There we go. And you're referencing to the middle of the V.
So this is the person.
It doesn't have to be super deep. You're going off to the side. You're just stepping out and away.
No, I understand.
It's hard to do this in the lot.
Yeah, I know, right?
This were a bad choice.
And all the while you're doing this, remember you're doing something with your hands. I always say, if your hands aren't doing something striking, make them block something. So keep them up here to defend something against your head, defend something against your body. So up here, up here. So I shouldn't be this. Right? This opens me up to a lot. Even though I'm zoning, I'm getting killed.
Do a nail triangle.
Sure.
We can do.
Crossing over. So, male triangle, stepping out, stepping in, and back. You can step across, out. And you can lead with either side, it doesn't really matter. This is your stepping in towards your opponent.
So go ahead and create the start off on one edge, one point of the V or the A in this case. Step in, hands up, so you're coming in straight. Go. And
Step back out.
keep complete it.
And you can switch directions.
Yeah. Hey guys, if you need more room, kind of spread out and create a little circle. Give yourself some space. You know, we're moving a lot.
Wow, that hurt.
A rock.
Another way the way I've seen the male triangle also being used as a retreat. So kind of as a I see this on the field. I see this in boxing.
Step, right?
Well, not even that, but say, oh, nice, right?
Yeah.
So say I'm coming in to attack Items. Boom, and he's just like moving straight back, right? Right now I can move forward faster than he can move back.
And I'm on my heels, I'm off balance.
Right, so I'm at a major advantage. If he moves back and cuts an angle, he now has advantage on me. So if you even start from here at the tip, you could also use the male triangle in a defensive manner. Just drift back like we did with before on the female triangle, and drift back.
No, star drill.
Star drill?
Yeah. Oh, understand. Star drill is the same thing. We just you're forward, just on the side.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
On the other side.
okay.
Do y'all do coconut stepping in your style? In your style? That's the V this way, and we're going doing a downward strike. It's similar to that where you just crossing over.
Oh, we'll be doing that
Do a
next.
side
Okay.
step. Similar.
Sorry.
Yeah, you can do that next.
So you want to speak to the star drill? Or the coconut star drill?
Or we can do just side step.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but just as a frame of reference, so when you're working with the male triangle here, you can move it to advance, but also to drift back to get off the center line. In ghost boxing, they say get off the train track. So if someone's coming at me here, I don't want to stay on in front of that train. You know, it's like I want to drift off to the side and be able to take it from the side.
Actually, we should talk about star drill just
Sure.
So, one of the drills, the star drill, you imagine you're stepping either to the side like this, off to the side like this, or you're stepping back and away. All three are valid responses to your opponent. You're either getting off to the side, you're coming in on them at a 45-degree angle, or you're stepping back as a dodge or a retreat. So we'll often do that, three on each, step forward, step side, step back, step back. It's a valid way to sort of practice those movements.
Right. So instead of like using the triangles, you could expand the triangle to move it forward, side, and back too, and when you're practicing this. Top of side step.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
So side step is, so for instance, if something is coming down my center line, I might, if I'm staying here, this is bad, and I'm not just going to try to hope that I can knock that out of the way and what have you. So side step is you're going to be stepping to the side and then turning your body. Step and turn, and that helps you when something's coming at you. Coming down the center line, something's coming at you. You're stepping to the side, turning.
One thing to take note of. Here's Inox's center line, my center line. When I get my foot out of the way, my foot's on the other side of that line. So when it comes in, I'm not just here, right? Because this is still really close. They could drift that. I could miscalculate that angle. Right. So if he comes in, create a little bit of space. Get on the other side of this wall. So when he comes in again, move into here. He comes in, moves outside. So
Take a step out a little bit and then drag your foot.
This is my system. The way we do it in our system is like you actually want to step away from this all the way back here because if you look, I can still stab a person and still go this way. So you want to be out of the way of the person. So what we do is if someone steps in, you step back here so they don't get our legs. That's
A lot of our stuff's in close, so we don't move that far away.
one thing I'll caution about is, say my reference is here, drifting out and crossing my feet. Watch crossing your feet. Do
Never
not
cross
your
your
feet.
feet. Never ever cross your feet.
But in terms of this T shape here, so I know I'm moving side to side here. Here's my center reference. Get on the other side of the wall. Get on the other side of the wall. And remember, turn your body too. Make your body a small target.
You don't want to give them the chance to reset, because if they're here and you move out, then they're...
Oh, this is
You're
from our
turning
system.
your hips. You're stepping to the side. Your hips swivel. Your hips should be then facing to the side. Step, turn, step, turn. Step.
So create a T with your weapons, kind of like this. So I have a frame of reference of which way I'm moving, and their center line to my center line. So that'll give you your guide.
Oh, I do that too.
Right? So you're gonna step out, drag your foot out, and pivot. Reset, step out, pivot. Remember, hands are up, weapons are up. I'm still looking at my opponent, but I'm profiling my body to it. I'm drawing my notes here. What do you want to do? So just quick here. So when you typically block, when you see a strike coming at you, and you're dealing with a single stick, right, or single weapon, you're usually talking about a force-on-force block, right? So if he comes in, I'm blocking like this, right? Create a wall, create a vertical line here, right? So this is just one possible way. I'm not saying this is wrong, but it's just one thing you could use in your arsenal in terms of being able to defend yourself. This is staying in front of it and blocking, going force on force. There are also concepts of getting behind the weapon and kind of using their energy against you, or using their energy against them. So for the Contrada.
For Contrada, so we're talking about with the 45-degree angle of footwork. So you're looking at a female triangle. I've got my weapon leg forward, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be stepping off to the side of my opponent. Now, there's a lot of different strikes that you can use in a situation like this. One thing that translates very well to the war games, and a lot of people don't see very often, is with my weapon still down, I'm going to do a tight loop as I step to the outside. So we're squared off. Yeah. We're squared off right now. I step to the side and I just do a tight loop and hit the arm. So let's actually grab those foam sticks so I can hit you with it. So what I'm doing is I'm stepping off to the side and I'm just hitting like that. This is it. I'm doing a tight loop like that. That's all it is. And a lot of the time, people are not going to see it as a threat when the weapon's down here. And most of the time in the war games, you'll see people doing a bait guard. They'll be up here. They'll see a strike or a threat from this position as well if it's chambered in. They don't necessarily see a strike from here. And that shot's right there for it. You can go ahead and do it.
Here.
Yep, just looping it up. Yep, that's it. So it's just the shot you're throwing, the tip is pointed down, and you're just bringing in a tight loop. This is where that wrist movement that we were talking about earlier of not opening your hand comes in handy, because it's just this on the other side. It's just a tight little loop. All I do is throw in that loop.
In terms of like,
But the key to making it, oh sorry.
oh, go ahead.
But the key to making it land is that 45-degree angle, because if you just throw it from here, you're probably going to hit their weapon, and they're going to be able to block it very easily with a slight adjustment. But if you move all the way out like that, it's going to be very hard for them to keep it from landing on their wrist in that area.
If, in terms of like following up the research and stuff like that, if you, I'm not sure what it's called in Tertia, but in Santa La Costa they call this Redondo. So it's vertical rotation, same with here. So it's like a vertical kind of windmill type of thing.
A lot of times in the actual style, you'll see it being used as someone's retreating from something and they're just sort of sniping as they step back and away. But in the war games, it works really well in that particular way.
So just paired up.
What's that?
Have them paired up.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so everyone find a partner. Single weapon to probably start off with for now, and just work on that. Work on your female triangle. Advance on an angle, 45 degrees. Start on a maybe slightly lower guard. Work on that contrada. Work on that.
You can just
tight
drop
windmill.
it as you know, if you start in this, so you can just drop it and just one quick loop.
All right.
After that, then you should yeah, it's just one loop to the inside.
See, so this shot that you left there, I love dark siding right in there. Like, yeah, just
It's almost like and that's not what six.
yeah,
the rib line.
yep.
Or angle
And
four
it's
actually.
that's my retreat shot.
Yeah.
Love that shot.
Here, I'll give you the little one so you don't have to get in the face.
That's so funny. You're gonna move that way. Huh? I put mine right here. If you notice, when they were standing, their hands were right on their chest. You can go up higher. Yeah. I go here because I put my thumb on my sternum. And this is where I get the wall. So here's a good place to be. I always keep mine here because I like to go low. But yeah, that works. Yep, but remember to move. And remember, it's the 45-degree angle. So you're going to move. Make sure you're going to step there.
Yep. You want to lash that full circle if you can.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just like that.
But I need to make this one.
So it's just
Sometimes where I fail, so I need to slide. Sometimes no. That is a fail, but it's learning to fail. Yeah.
I start presenting my back to the opponent.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, you got to
So just
constantly turn your body
advance.
around.
Because if I want to be able to advance, turn.
Keep forgetting about that too.
All right. So this ties into your female
Yeah.
your female triangle here.
And then you can get back. Yeah, all of it, all at once. I like it. You want to do it to me? Sure. Switch around.
Yeah, I was going to develop. So this is kind of following the first kind of behind. You know, you kind of keep it ground after an angle one swing.
Right.
So you could do this as an angle one swing, do this swing to the opposite zone.
Right.
To the red line.
And then after that. That was kind of crazy. Yeah. But it was still a solid hit leading up to it too. Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, when we get in the dagger. Yeah.
Risky anymore. Yeah, I don't have a lot of muscles in these places, so
right, let's bring it in. All right, any questions on Contrada or Redondo? What we're doing? Tying it in with the female triangle footwork. All good? Any questions? Good.
There's a lot of different ways you can use this stuff. That's just one example because obviously, you know, it's this stuff that you study for years. We were kind of pressed for time. We're just trying to give you the general idea in an hour.
Yeah.
One of the other kind of getting into the following the strike is I'll show you the kind of traditional way we're doing it. We call it switch and hit, or I forget which system it calls it this, but it's also called cambiata. So if he throws me an angle 1 strike, and angle 1 comes up to here on the high line, and dagger here will be coming to the shoulder line. Right. So like if you know, this is our as high as we go target here, right?
And you can combine it and maybe turn it into a dag shot and turn it over, whatever you
Right.
want to do. Yeah.
Okay. So for this one, I just traditionally call it a switch in. For the cambiata, I'm going to meet the force, but I'm not going to sit here. This is only just to interrupt this this swing for a second. I'm going to come in, use my footwork. Into here, I want to engage forearm to forearm here, and traditionally, it goes into a strike to the head. For this one, we're going to translate that strike to the head into a strike to the ribs or shoulder. Into here, and so the angle is going to rotate like almost like you're up here. It's almost like a helicopter. They call this abanico, right? So I'm just going to kind of roughly talk about abanico. So from here, boom, moving in, getting behind the strike, we can engage the forearm to forearm contact. I don't want to jump right here because that could probably crash in. I want to make sure I'm stick, get my forearm to forearm contact, abanico, into the shoulder line.
Don't give up the contact with one point until you've got another point of contact.
Exactly. And with a blade, you might have to pivot and rotate to get blade edge contact. If you're using a club, just you could fan that over. So one more time, let's change the reference. So I'm going to angle in here just for a brief second. Going to move into forearm to forearm contact. Pivot that over as it's driving that out. Strike to the shoulder or even the rib line. Sound good? Anyone need to see that? Try it. See it from a different angle. So, okay, this one's cambiata or a switch and hit. Yes, sir.
Oh no, I just got my shoulders fucked up.
Gotcha. All right. So
and because
We're
this
working
is
this
dag, make sure you watch the pommel. Don't end up
Yeah.
Yeah, no puños
pommel
in the
hitting
face.
anybody in the
Yeah.
face.
yeah, puño. I love hitting like this, and I can't do this here.
Yeah.
All right. So again, actually, switch partners. Find a new partner. Get a different feel. Remember, as you're angling in, get behind that shot. Meet it for a second. Go forearm to forearm contact. Drive it out as you're doing the abanico strike into the shoulder or rib line.
I'm sick of that.
Take a person.
I don't care, one of y'all.
I mean, you can. Like it's not dag legal, but it also doesn't hurt. It's their paid version of it.
Nope. So this is, so from here, what I'm going to do is, so you come in, I'm going to block it, okay, so I'm going to stop it, and then I'm spinning
Nah, I
around,
think it's one of there.
here, and then it's
Yeah.
So
And if you can drop that entirely vertically too, you don't even have to extend out.
Good.
And you're here, you can drop that straight down on your arm. and
take the arm, anything like that.
You know, and like you're saying, I realize a lot of times you'll bounce the abanico side, you bounce from one side of the head to the other.
Well, German longsword is actually here.
don't forget this.
With your shield here, and
A little bit of a wider angle.
Also because in your height you don't block. Head to
Yeah.
head.
Yep. Trying to get
You
past it.
swat, you know, in fact, you probably don't have time to go there, but I'm sure you know that's awesome when you swat the weapon away, like that, you dish it away with flat. Yeah.
well, this is her first time fight. She's had that. This is her protection. Very cool. No, but this is her first time. Her tag is, hey, you're trying to hit me. Okay? So when I'm here, so you're up there. Okay. So keep it nice and close. So when I come in here, you're going to block it. And then you're going to contact there. And this is something that's going to be hard to pull off in training, but it's really good practice. How
That's how you get it. So if you want to with that, want to sidestep. Yeah.
stop. Yep. you want to get up higher. So when we're here, so when I come in here, you want to get up here, you want to get your arm here. Because what you're doing is you're spinning this here. Okay. And that's where it's hitting. And it's weird because it's a blade, so you've actually got to hit like that. But what it's coming is from here, it's hot. And that's where you're going through.
And for the footwork, the zoning is going to be important. So if Bob will come to me, so he's going to throw an angle one. As he's doing that, I want to get behind here. Dangerous is over here. That thing's coming at me. Back here, it's safe because all I'm meant is driving over here. So if he throws that again, even if I just do that, I'm in a safe spot. So if I incorporate the block, as I'm zoned out, I'm ready clear. Now I want to make sure that that energy keeps going that way. Form to form, as it's pushing out, this swing comes in. So you just kind of like, that footwork is about as important as doing the arm interruption.
Yep.
That's it.
And yeah. So do you remember the female beat?
Check out my arm here.
Yep. So.
I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah, I know. And again, we're just taking our time. So from here,
Messed up on that one.
step at the same time. So, yep, step, bam, there you go.
Good.
Yep. And make sure you make that contact. See, what he's doing is pushing.
Is it me or you?
So if you come in here, okay, so you're coming for here. Yep, so I'm doing this, and then, yeah, yeah. And this is more stuff. It takes practice.
Oh no, you're good.
So, that's why I keep it here. I mean, oh yeah, well, so the reason that I move it is when I'm coming here, it's here. It's protecting here, okay? If it's here, it's on the other side. It's always opposite of where I'm striking.
Drill it slow. Get the gross motor movement into this. You can speed it up later.
And that's why it's here, because wherever it is, like if it's here, it's if you're coming and you're striking here, okay, so you're coming here, okay, and I come in here, you might be able to accidentally slip this here. Okay, so when I stop it, it might slip. That's why my hand is here. I would rather get hit in the finger than the face. I mean, I do have pretty hands, but this is my money. So as I come here, which is why the hand is usually here. It's so when
I'm gonna go. Boom.
Yep.
Pop. Your
So
turn.
remember that footwork.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Good.
Same time.
But this is a good feel of how other people dance. I teach differently than these guys. With Dag, see how they hold here, but in Dag I hold here. Okay, I fight slightly different. I've got all my shots and everything.
We could open it up, like do it later.
But it's also not as precise for a screen.
But yeah, it's kind of make sure.
And that's it comes
Yeah,
with
you gotta fight contact here or here.
I also fight
do that
from
again.
here. This is my fighting stance. One of my favorite shots is this one. I love that shot.
So make sure you're driving that form. It's not just necessarily to block the zone and striking.
Okay.
You're employing the form. So if you're coming to me, I'm engaging with that.
Okay.
That's driving your energy.
Well,
that way to make
no,
sure it
but
doesn't
it's
come
still
back.
a retreat.
And that's where you use the
the edge.
Yeah, that's being that.
Yeah,
You rotate your body.
And now
Your
look how
body
much room I
rotation
have.
on the
Oh yeah.
side step.
And I might have taken out
Your
your
side
arm.
step is going to drive this shot in. But make sure you get that form to form contact.
I mean,
Yeah, I told you I was rusty.
All right, guys, let's bring it in.
All right. Any questions? Doing good?
Yep.
All right.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is a little variation on this where you actually trap the arm in a way that's legal in Dagger here. There's a lot of things, there's a lot of ways to trap arms, and a lot of them unfortunately put joints in peril, which makes it not legal grappling for Dagger here.
New pavilion?
First things first, there's a lot of different theories on how to hold a stick. There's even some styles where they hold it towards the middle. Some people hold it all the way at the end. In Pikiti Terzian, what I like to do is generally there's a couple fingers, maybe 3 fingers of thickness between the end of your hand and the end of the stick. In Dagger here, you'll notice that that's where your sword pummel is. So what comes in handy is when you go stick to stick like this, we advance and we put the form to form just like before, hook with your pummel. push the arm away. Notice I'm sidestepping. That movement we did in the beginning where you step and you turn, I'm doing that here as I step in and then sidestep. I can do it like this, I can push here, but the important part is locking the arm away. And I trap with the pointer.
And notice my compromised position.
And then the beatings commence. You got here, you got here, you got here, you got whatever you want. You stab, whatever. So again, here, stepping, arm to arm contact, I'm pivoting away. Depending on how much force he's pushing back on me with, he's trying to come back. If he's trying to come back with this weapon, so if I step here, he's trying to come back. That's fine. I can. It doesn't matter. This is here to block. He's not coming past this, and I'm on the outside, and I can easily trap the arm. He doesn't really have any shots here at this moment, and I've got everything.
Notice you're not grabbing the arm. On
No,
this.
You're just pushing down.
This is a monitor.
it's even better if you just monkey grip it and you have your thumb like this, because no matter how hard he wrenches his arm back, if my arm is like this, I could jack my thumb up. Like this, he can push as much as he wants. Even if it pushes me out of the way, it's still not going to damage my hand. You don't want your hand damaged. In fact, one thing that we didn't really get into is all these strikes, when you were doing just drills and just, just one-to-one and stuff, the strikes are not for the other stick. The strikes are actually for the hand on the other person. You're actually striking for the hand, because the concept in Pakiti Tertia, and I'm sure in the Sanakali as well, is defanging the snake. You're trying to render that person's hand useless, because then they can't use their weapon to harm you. But in Dagger here, hand hits with a weapon don't count unless you get shot with an arrow in the hand, and we're not using arrows. So again, here, on the side, trapping, pushing.
It's also a good reason to keep this hand live. Don't want to keep this drifted on the side here, because this can deploy right from there.
Right.
Fuck.
And then the beatings commence.
Another note about that position here. Visually, I could track. I have to be really good to visually track what this thing's doing. He can start driving high, driving low. If I was just from this position, no contact, it takes about a quarter of a second for a visual stimulus to hit the brain and translate to a signal to the arm to say do something. That's a long time. It's a lot faster if I can feel something. This goes right to the spine and back very fast. So if he starts moving high, I can feel that input a lot faster than I can visually watching. He can also feint, which fakes my eyes out. This tells me a lot more than my eyes will ever.
By the way, if you're in this position, the first thing you should be doing is stripping that out of the way.
Yeah, if someone's touching you, get their hand off of you. Yeah, no. So.
All right, so pair up and let's practice that one for a minute. So coming in, pushing, driving. If this is back here, if he's putting a lot of force, then you hook with that. So without the hand, we go stick, stick, hook with that if you have to. But you might not have to. You might be enough here. You just push and then start delivering whatever you need to deliver.
So now we're employing the live hand.
And if in a minute or two, we're going to switch to Dagger, and then we'll show you how the trapping and that is much more effective with the shorter weapon in this kind of a context.
Any questions?
That's what I had to think about it.
All right, switch partners again. Get a different feel, different feet, and work this.
Ruined. I fucking hope so.
Most traps with longer weapons are going to generally, like if we're not talking Dagger, generally going to leave you disarmed. Whereas most traps with the Dagger is like an opportunity to step. Yeah, yeah.
There you go. And then it's so you're taking the pommel and you're putting it here. Yes. So you're just catching it, and now
Still coming off that form to form contact.
so coming here again. So I go here.
Yeah, you push your body aside.
I come in here. I'm going pull here.
Yeah.
Here. Making sure that you cannot do anything with his hand.
So if you try to move your arm, so go back into the position.
No, you're right.
So if you disengage monkey bar. Okay, so if you try to move high, so if you try to drive your arm high, you can feel that a lot faster. Just switch over. So you can feel it.
So I come in here. You block.
Go form.
Step. Block and step.
Drive and hook. Engage that.
Yep. There you go. Yep.
Now, angle your hand either high or low, pick it at random. Tell me what you feel. And just like totally take your hand out of the way.
So
just feel this.
You feel this? Here, with this hand. So you feel, hold on, keep this hand down. What you're doing is you're just feeling what I'm doing. See? So stop me.
Close your eyes.
Yeah. Close your eyes. And now. That's not close.
But you're gonna just put your ruler on the.
Yep. See?
You don't want to turn this.
Another way you can do this is because sometimes that low shot can cut low. Do a palm up. So here, you can feel that low shot drive.
You're just trying to restrict you.
Yeah. See? So,
This is all sensitivity.
can you see where I'm going?
No.
Exactly.
You can
but
feel
you
it
can
a lot
feel
faster.
it. Remember when he and I were sitting here like this? This is what a sensitivity drill is.
Yeah, you let go. Yeah, because once you get here, it doesn't matter. Then you've got it. You didn't have a lot, so you've got all the.
So if you can do this all closed, close eyes. Better sometimes.
You jammed up
Close
for a
eyes,
second.
your eyes and see.
You know, you can do a lot of things. You can strip the hand and step back, but you're still jammed up for a second. That's a critical factor.
See, so I mean, there are subtle differences. Like when I check, I check here because because what I like to do when I check is actually maintain whatever control I want. I like to be able to do my small. So a lot of the time, if I'm checking, if I'm checking, it's going to be to where I can do my triple. So I mean, there's going to be some differences.
But you also just be very careful on that.
Oh yeah,
You're going to muscle that.
oh yeah.
And the simple is pulling foot back. When you do
the what?
block, back under foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him last night. We got to practice sensitivity drills and change and things.
Nice.
Awesome.
I'm doing this with Dagger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. Take a 2 minutes more seconds. And
I have one.
Oh God, no.
So, stop. Bam. There you go. Yep. Now, no, it's you hold it right here, and now that hand comes here. Yeah. So that you've got it there. Yep. Well, you don't have to. It depends on how much you move and where you move. And then from there, this hand is free, and mine is caught. Yeah. So I can do this, but you can feel it. So when I'm here, and you've got this here, and I come through like this, you know to move. Like you can move to the side then. Yeah, and now you can still kill me. Yep. And that's why like here, you can feel where someone is.
Okay.
Instead of like, and looking. And again, I know this is the first time, so we're not too worried about it. Yep. And there. Yep. Remember the check.
No, I always forget that.
I know. And again, let's practice. No worries.
I know. Slowly getting
Yeah.
set.
Yep, and there. Check. Yep. And now you
Oh, that was a good one.
All right.
All right, let's bring it in.
All right, come on, guys. We got one other thing we want to cover.
I guess it's sore back.
So this is something that involves daggers or short weapons. It's easiest to demonstrate with short weapons, but it's just a basic passing and trapping drill. And so you have, okay. So generally speaking, there's a lot of different ways to do passing drills. There's a million different passing drills, but someone stabs down at you, your immediate response is sort of like, oh, holy shit, you know, I'm gonna throw something up. I'm just gonna throw something up to block the thing that's coming from my head. So we'll do it with the knife in what they call a pikal, the downward facing grip. So you block, and then you're gonna bring this underneath the arm, and you're gonna hook it. So this knife comes up under, and you pull it to the side. And then you do the same thing we just did, trapping here. You can do this if you're feeling fancy. You can, just do it the other way. If you feel fancy. You can do this with the little side step that we were doing, but you don't necessarily need to. And then after you do this, the other person's going to go. So this is what we're going to do. Underneath, push the arm. Underneath, push the arm.
You'll notice the blade's going to hook and control this. You got a little tight V here where you're manipulating the arm. Where you're going to do the kind of pushing aside, from elbow or higher. If I catch it too high on the forearm, you could fold that, put it into my gut. I can control it a lot better from here. If he tries to fold that on me, I got better control. So from elbow point to the shoulder is like where you want to get that control on. So I repeat to him.
He's got longer reach than you do. Yeah, he does.
What we're kind of learning how to do here is we dagger fights a lot.
Yeah, a little bit.
How do you dagger fight, right?
A lot of running.
Most people are like,
Snipe, 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 right? We don't want to stay in the pocket. This is going to kind of teach you to get comfortable staying in the pocket. So notice when we're doing this. Right, I'm staying in here. I'm not running away. I'm not even using my reverse retreating triangle. I'm staying in here and zoning on, trying to get a good angle. I'm staying in the pocket to stay in the fight. So from here, when you're drilling this, just go nice and slow. Get a flow.
yeah. Flow is most important. Getting a sense of the movement, and then you can incorporate the cat step. Sorry, I'm doing it today.
Right. So the first movement.
First movement is the stab and the holy shit block. Just forearm to forearm. Then it goes underneath and hooks. Tip. Pull the arm away. Lock the arm. Then he comes back. Oh, holy shit! I blocked it. Oh, okay. So we're gonna start with. He's already 10 stabs. And if you can have the presence of mind to do it, load it back here by your ear. Don't have it just here. Don't be doing little peck stabs. Bring it back here. And then.
Sound good? Anyone need to see that pattern? So first one when you're blocking.
There's a lot of different daggers and such here.
And popping that out. Remember, it's kind of like what we were doing with the cambiata. Remember how we rotate forearm to forearm contact, drive it out? Same thing here. We're blocking it, doing that forearm to forearm contact, kind of sort of thing, driving that out, and then making sure we drive that out and monitor as we come in back to strike. But for the flow, we're just kind of letting that go as I feed. Just to make sure you got the flow and the rhythm and staying in the pocket.
All right, partner up, and daggers here.
Yeah, so you can
Take your pick.
You could use foam. We have kind of like trainer knives here. You can play with.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you're switching up to dagger.
Yeah. Grab a
dagger.
dagger.
All right, here we go. All right,
Doing one for one, bud?
one for one.
So what you're gonna do is stab at me.
Yeah, we did it like
I'll come here. Here.
there's so many different ones. You know,
Come here for 1 second. I gotta remember to snake under.
the natural.
Yeah, so as you block, drive it underneath. Find the A-frame, get under the house, under the roof. Oh, no, do the hard block with your offhand.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a holy shit block, and then you're coming underneath with the knife. So he stabs at me, like, holy shit. Then I come underneath. Just a reaction, you know, because I mean, when it comes down to it, like he can stab at me, and I can come like this, and I can bring it underneath, you know. Or I could go to the outside, like if he stabs, I can come here and do it, you know. But for the purposes of this, it's just holy shit, you know. Yeah. Then you're coming under, you're dropping, and stab.
Just want to see.
Don't forget. Relax. Okay. So I know. So when I come in here, you relax. Yep.
As you push it out, that's when, you know, if this wasn't an alternating drill, that's when you're just going to murder that guy. You know, you got that trap, you're just...
And relax.
Don't parry down. Just say I parry. So come down.
I'm going to my.
Yeah, if I drive it down, you can cut across my belly because I have no way of stopping it from going below my leg.
That's what I'm used to.
So I'm moving it too, so I drive it.
That's what I'm used to.
My
We'll give you that beat in a second.
Yes. With me, if I come here and I go here, what I want to do
that's what it is.
I want to pin it against the wall.
Right.
Yeah, and that's where
valid.
it is.
That's where it is.
Yeah.
But like I said, my response to that is if I have the opportunity is to step back and cut. That's my answer. But there's a counter to every counter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it's a different way.
I'm working on getting her to change.
Absolutely.
Because real mixed up.
This is the first time she's so she's very
Right.
and rigid, and it's not the flow through there.
Absolutely.
Okay, so relax. So relax.
But you're trapping with the blade against the
Here. Yes, that's good. And you can keep it nice and close. Yep. Here. And then, yep, right there. Okay?
So
So
now
1,
I'm gonna go.
2, 3.
Okay.
One. Yep, relax. 2. Yep.
Because I was going for the shoulder.
Are you doing it
No,
random?
wait, I'm doing it. You're doing it. Shh, I got distracted. You go here. 1, 2, 3. And here. 1. That's fine. Right here. Relax. Block. Pass. Check. Yep. Yep. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yep. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yep. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. And relax. Again, you don't have to be out here. You just have to be here. If it's because you want to keep it close to you, you don't want to go out here because the second that I go out here, like this, you can just go through. Okay, so if I keep it all the way out here, it gives you whatever motion I've got. If I keep it close, you've got nothing. So, yep. 1, yep. 2, 3, yep. And here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Yep.
Abdominal aorta, perineum, brachial punch to mandible angle, femoral artery, heart, which is the twisting once. So like, you know, that drift there is one of the blue worms. Yeah. That's one of the things you don't want.
Yeah.
Good question.
Yeah, it's that one. Yeah, bumps out. Also here. Boom. Boom. Here. Boom. Stab. Boom. Boom. Bam. Stab. Boom. 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 Stab. Yep. Stab. Yeah. Fuck it. Boom. Bam. Bam. Boom. Boom. Yeah.
Oh, I threw it off.
Boom. Pow. Yep. Yep.
It ends as it always does, playing around.
Yep. I mean, you want to try the free flow and stuff where I just try to get in, like, not try to kill each other?
Sure.
Alright, so let's tie to it really slow. So, boom. Try to cut through. There we are. Yeah. Coming in. Boom. Ooh, face, good. Yeah, you got me right in the face. That was good. No, that's good.
With my own knife.
Yep. Good.
Stop myself.
Yeah, just be slow with it.
Also, it's generally good if you're going to be doing the guitar grip, have your thumb over the back.
Yeah. That's what I'm
Otherwise, you
doing.
might stab something in the head and
Yeah. Good, right here. Right.
You want to wrap things up?
wrap it up.
Oh, you alright?
Yes, exactly. All that kind of stuff.
I didn't want to like actually hurt you or something.
All right, bring it in.
Alright, we're at time.
Sorry.
Oh, no worries.
That's too much fun.
All right, so we're at time today. We just wanted to give you a brief overview of some things. Next year, hope to do this again and get a little more in depth, build on what we did today. But any other questions on what we did so far? All right, well, thank you all for your time. Really appreciate you coming out. It's been a lot of fun to do this. And look forward to doing it again.
Like 10, 15 minutes.